to be free. Fought for what I was led to, but no holding back. I've made up my mind. Seeing what's next, I'm not sure what I'll find. Holding the key firmly in my hands. I'm looking forward, I know where I stand. And this is it, I've nothing to lose. Now is the right time, I'm making my move. I wanna hide now. You can't bring me down. I Summer now, I close my eyes and I feel the sun on my face. Reminds me of the times we had a young warm embrace. Summer now, I close my eyes and I feel the sun on my face. Reminds me of the times we had a young warm embrace. Pushing and pulling within my own thoughts. I wish you would give us another shot. Now that I know it's done forever, there's a home here where you used to be.
Infinite power, infinite power, infinite power, infinite power, infinite power, infinite power. Infinite power. power, infinite, infinite power, infinite, infinite power, 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 power. Infinite power. Infinite power.
is typically better with that defensive play than she. Now you can't counteract though. When she gets one on offense, that's pretty good. But another thing, talking about offense, going off is Koala from the corner, hitting that ball up over one.
To a goal. That could have been devastating. Then we have this right here. Kova's with a beautiful, beautiful double cut. This is what's going to happen. You've got to see. I was going to say you're going to have to see Reese. There you go. Oh my God. This is an entire clip for like double.
No, this is
like 2 clips in a row.
Putting it off, Bowsy putting it back into the middle. The ton there to knock it onto the sidewall. Lack taking it forward for a pass for Bowsy. An amazing shot, an even better save from Moto. Phenomenal so far. Ton pushing it in, but Lack kind of winning that 50, and Bowsy with a shot on Moto with another save. Incredible defense from Moto here.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Saturday Night Rocket League with your favorite league, FDL. I'm Conway Twitchy here to bring you a Star League Hammerheads Dragons matchup, and I am joined by one of your favorite casters, Galloway. Galloway, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm joined by one of my favorite casters named Conway, and I get to potentially watch my franchise get another win. Or have my dreams crushed into a defeat. We'll see. But I'm doing good, man. How about you?
I'm great. I was actually going to say that I'm joined by the GM of the Dragons, but I didn't want to bring it in and be too weird about it, so it's all good. But I'm excited for this one. If you're ready, I'm ready to get these folks in here and we can get them going.
Hey, man, you don't have to worry about being too weird. I'm not wearing my Dragons jersey, so, put shame on me by all means. But I am ready as well. Let's get these fellas in there. And I think as we said, we got Hammerheads versus Dragons. We got Ward and Moto on the field versus Reeds and Yukio Takeda. I think I said that correctly. I don't know. But I'm looking forward to it, brother.
Yeah, really good play here by the Dragons. First move, getting it into the Hammerheads side. Hammerheads moving it back up. Reeds has the ball. Pushing it to mid. Looks like Moto's going to try to turn this one around. Yukio is going to hit this one and push it over. Ward touches it. Ball hanging out in the midfield. Midfield play probably going to be a big deal here, as that's where a lot of plays seem to start in this Star League.
Indeed. This Star League really loves to get their passing plays going. Their infield passes are almost always on point. As well as their midfield players like that. Moto with a redirect attempt trying to get that on target. Just a little bit wide though. Yukio was there to also help turn it away. Now Reeves with the counter attack trying to get it by. Tries to do a slow floater. Couldn't get it around one, but it was awkward enough to leave it for Yukio, who's able to clear that up Conway to get the first goal of this game up to the Hammerheads.
Yeah, they were keeping some good pressures. They were moving things along, getting that ball down there and just keeping it away from the Dragons. So good for them to open it up. 4:11 here left in this match. Another kickoff here. Ball dies in the middle. Ward's going to get it. It's going to float up towards goal. Rees is going to have to keep that away from Moto, and does. Rees pushing it up. Moto catches it. Going to try to make a move here on Yukio, and Moto's going to flick that one in, and that was just a really good heads-up play. Yukio tried to get back to it. Wasn't able to. Maybe a little bit of a fake there, not sure, but worked out in their favor. Go Dragons.
Yeah, Moto was setting up to make it look like he was going to try to take it and pop it behind Yukio, so he had to play that slow just in case. And then all of a sudden, just that fast pop to the other side. A well done play by Moto, something we come to know and expect from this guy. Now Ward trying to set up this Dragon theme. Gets it around one, that's going to be an awkward spot for Reeves, who is able to clear it out, and Ward with no boost has to back off. And the pressure the Dragons were putting on the goal line is now back in the midfield. Hammerheads doing a good job, not getting overly pressured and just maintaining control of themselves, but this Dragon team ain't going to relent anytime soon, Conway.
Yeah, I don't think so, and realistically, they almost got themselves in a little trouble there, both being in the corner on the Dragons end, but they're able to get that cleared out and pushed back down the field. Going to carry this one down the other way. Moto is going to push it towards the goal, gets a shot. Rees has been excellent on defense tonight. This ball stays in the Hammerheads end, though. Ward tries to get the double touch, and that was just an absolutely beautiful goal. Hammerheads got pulled out of position here by the wall play. Reese gets bounced. Yukio not able to get back. Ward was there, and I want to say Moto was on the other side ready to go.
He was, and Yukio with that zero boost that he had to play for the pass, knowing that was a tight angle. But Ward just beautifully got that double touch, as you said. Nothing at all he could do about it. Can't feel too bad about giving up that goal with how gorgeous it was, but they're going to swim. They're going to swim back and trump down hard if they got anything to say about it. But Ward is already pushing it on the Hammerhead side once again, trying to get a pass off. Ward playing it slow, does get around one. Reeves now in the awkward spot, but does get the pop to the mid, however. Controls it, but Moto is there for the boost steal. And for the ball, it's going to be a toucher. Yukio does get not the 50, but does get the clear, which will bail out the Hammerheads on defense. Now Reeves trying to get flip reset, cannot get around Ward and Conway. Hammerheads are fighting hard here. Haven't gotten as much pressure as the Dragons, but the pressure they do get does look pretty good.
Yeah, it does, and I got to say, Reese on that defensive play on their other end, as they were able to get that one cleared out and pushed the other way for that shot attempt, was the car control there was absolutely magnificent and crazy, and just watching him flip, roll, carry the ball, my little origin mind was blown, but this ball right back on the Hammerhead side. Ward pushing up for it, got a good amount of boost here, but it's not going to matter. Reese is going to send that all the way down. Moto's going to play this off the wall, gets it around Reese. Yukio and Reese are both back, trying to find positioning on that. Yukio just barely able to get back to that one. Ward's going to pass it over for Moto, who can't catch the pass, and we have a minute and 25 left in this game, but these Hammerheads are still fighting hard. Good play there, but Reese not able to get the carry around.
Indeed, it was a very good play, making it where Moto just had to guess how he's going to take it and just had to charge it before he could bait him in for the flip. Now Ward trying to get the dunk, does get the ball continuously moving, but was unable to make anything happen from it. Gets the boost, however, now it's a 2v1. Reeves with a low boost. Moto unable to sink it, but it's close enough that it goes back mid, and Ward is there to clear that up. Conway for his second goal. Dragons now up 3-1, just under a minute. The safety net is now in place for this Dragons team, but Yukio and Reeves is not a team to take it easy on, not a team to relent. They're going to push you. If you give them the out, they'll take it.
Yeah, and 2 goals isn't insurmountable in a minute. I mean, obviously they haven't scored a lot this game, and right when I say that, Yukio's going to carry that one down and take that one off of one of the Dragons. It looked like it might have been off of Ward, who pops up for that ball and just killed it just enough. Yukio is in a good spot, good maneuvering, and gets that ball in. And I was going to say, hopefully the Hammerheads can close this one up, because we love close games here on this channel, but this one is going to go back to the Dragons side. Yukio tries to get a touches it with the wheels. Ward was not able to get a good touch on it as well. Still in the Hammerhead side, Reese is going to take a shot towards the net. It doesn't go into the net. 30 seconds left. This ball carried up in front of the net. Yukio's there to keep it in, playing the wall touch. Moto was up in the air. Reese accidentally touches it and sends it back towards his own net. They're getting a little bit of a break here, but they're going to have to do something with it with 10 seconds left on this clock.
Indeed, and right now the Dragons are playing it patiently and playing it expertly to really kill the time and force the Hammerheads into an awkward spot. Now Yukio with 0 boosts is going to have to pop that up, but Moto is there to clear that away, and Dragons will take game 1 in a 3-2 fashion, and not really dominating one way or another. Both these teams are fairly even, I would say, Conway. I would say the Dragons do a great job with their pressure, where the Hammerheads is doing a fantastic job at picking apart the offense at times and leading themselves to be in a favorable position on offense themselves. So this game too can really go either way.
Yeah, 10 shots for the Dragons and 4 shots for the Hammerheads, and that's what we were talking about. Really tells the tale there. Dragons is keeping pressure on, and the Hammerheads weren't really able to get out and clear it. They did get 4 shots, scored 2 goals, and both the other 2 goals were saved. So, the shots that they're taking are good shots. They're not off by any means, but Rees had 5 saves in that match, and that was only half the Dragon shots. So they scored 3 goals, and then there's 2 that were just close, but not enough. And I imagine those are probably the ones that went off the post and had to be cleared up. So it should be interesting to see how the Hammerheads adapt. They stayed in that game, even though the scoreboard didn't really necessarily say it the rest of the way. But I'm excited to see how Game 2 goes.
Absolutely, man, because how close that was, despite the difference in the amount of pressure. Man, it really truly was a battle of quality versus quantity. And I'm not saying that the quantity of the Dragons wasn't quality itself, but to get half of your shots to turn into goals is very impressive in itself from the Hammerheads. I'm really looking forward to this game too. Moto will go for the slow play, gets it around Yukio, but Reeves will send it back out in front of Yukio, who does go for the 50. Now Reeves getting beat by Ward. Still bumping, contesting though. That ball will go across the net. It's straight down. Ward's right there, and that's going to be the first goal, Conway. 27 seconds in. Dragons will clear that up to gain the lead in this game too.
Yeah, I like the play there, the defensive play by, I believe it was Yukio. It got in the way of the ball and deflected it, but it did not get any momentum any direction except for up. Waterfall down. Ward was able to take care of it, and that one's just a tough one. But right away here, Hammerheads are getting some pressure. Good pop there by Rees, and that was a beautiful shot. Bounced it in off the side post, and I wish I had those kind of skills. If my shots hit the post, they're just going back the other way and usually lead to a goal for the other team.
Usually if I hit the post, it goes right back into my face and then goes flying into some other corner unless I'm trying to save it, which goes into the net. That pulling the Eagles, but not just a great shot by Rees, but great pressure from Yukio as well, who off that kickoff forced Moto to have to go full speed into that corner. He couldn't take it easy, which if he was able to, with that boost, he would have gotten the angle he needed for the save. But because of that pressure from the demo coming at him, he had to go fast, just had to lay it wild, and that really set up Rees perfectly to get that angle needed without that car in front of it. So this pressure is just on point for both of these teams. It has not relent at all from this intermission. Ward getting a big time dunk on Yukio. We'll get to the corner, but Rees gets to pass both of them now. 0 boost to his name, however, will slow him down, allowing the Dragons to get back just in time. Yukio was there for the shot. That's going to be an awkward clear, and that right there, Moto does Moto things. Will score, but no. He learned how to shoot open nets from his GM, and it does go just barely wide, Conway.
Yeah, another graduate of the Galloway School of Shooting open nets there, but that was a good defensive play, dragging that back there and able to get that cleared, and the Hammerheads are keeping the pressure on. I like the aerial defense here by the Dragons, and really the Hammerheads too. I mean, that level of aerial defense is actually really, really hard to obtain, so all these players making excellent plays. That one's going to bounce in front of the net, and another good play there by Rees. Reese's defense has been on point. If they can get their offense going, I think they've got a really good shot, because that's really what kept them in the last game. Is Yukio was playing really well off ball, and Rees just making 5 saves in the net last time was incredible. So let's see if he can get something going here. Almost halfway, Rees pushing on this one with no boost again. That may come into play at some point here, the boost management of Rees. Yukio's going to play this one off the wall. Ward pops it up. Rees able to adjust on that one in the air, but the Dragons are keeping the pressure on here, Galloway.
Indeed they are, and Rees, this goes to the point I was going to say, does a great job avoiding the bump that was coming in from the Dragons player as well. But we talk about Moto's control, his level of his mechanics, but another thing you really got to talk about is Rees' awareness in this game. He does a fantastic job of setting himself up for success, whether it's offense or defense. Really, truly, I say this in his favor, a cat of wonder. But that right there is going to be awkward. Moto does get the 50. That's going to turn into another wide open second chance shot for the Dragons. Ward this time, not this time, but Ward again is getting the credit for this. Moto setting him up for a big time 50 in front of that goal, Conway. And those 50s in front of the net haven't been terrible to the Hammerheads, but they most certainly have not been favorable all out and out. But now we got Yukio who's going to try to take off the wall. Reed's trying to get the bump, and he did not, but it was enough interference for Yukio to get the shot that he was wanting to take. Is able to throw that in there in just over 1:30 now. We have a tied ball game, and man, I'm just bouncing in my seat, Conway. I am so excited to see how this last 92 seconds go.
Yeah, the Hammerheads were there, and I was talking with my microphone muted, of course. But I was going to say, I think Rees had to go back for boost, and that's why he wasn't able to get back to clear that out when Ward scored that previous goal. Rees was in position and kind of like back in that corner for however long, and then tried to push back over, but by that time, Ward had already punched it in. And right away there, Rees is going to get a really good goal there off the crossbar, just bringing everything in and fighting, and Hammerheads are certainly thrashing about, getting a little bit of a show in here against these Dragons.
Oh, absolutely. This Hammerhead team is not one you can. Oh no! We have an Eagles moment, and it was nothing that Ward could absolutely do about that at all. That pinch off the wall just sent it straight into his wheel in the back of his car, Conway. There's nothing he could do about that. You would have to have the reaction time of somebody living in the future to be able to dodge that, and that's just incredibly unfortunate. But great for the Hammerheads, because now they have the safety net at the minute marker. We saw how much of a safety net that was in game 1 for the Dragons, where Hammerheads brought that back within 1. Now we'll have to see if the Dragons can do the same or even tie it up.
Yeah, we'll have to see. And right
saw
there,
very
Ward,
quickly.
Ward with a really good play there. Ball just bounces off of Rees and goes right to Ward. Good positioning and good play. As we, after that previous goal by the Hammerheads, apparently we overwhelmed the Nightbot with Eagles in the Twitch chat there. So we all know what happens when somebody scores an open net goal. Shout out to the Eagles. But this one goes towards the Hammerheads goal. Rees tries to clear it out. Moto catches it. Gonna flip it over both of them. Yukio's gonna play that in the corner. Moto sends it back. Yukio trying to carry this one back out, but Ward gets right back to it and bumps Rees on the wall. Rees had to kind of struggle to get back to that ball. They did kill it off the wall, but Moto's there making bumps. Rees is there. Ward gets a shot, and he pinched it off of Moto, or Moto pinched it off of Ward to save that one. And now the Hammerheads are trying to kill some clock, or maybe they're just putting their own shots on goal. They almost had another one there after Moto demoed Rees, but Ward carrying that ball. It's floating in the air. Rees punches it back. Still on the side. Moto's going to catch it. Rees can't get there. You got to watch that play. Yukio's going to send it. Ward's going to catch it off the wall. I think Rees is just trying to catch this one and drop it down.
I tell you, everything that could possibly go wrong for the Dragons here, Conway did. The fourth goal that the Hammerheads got was a pinch that just happens to go off the card to Eagles in. And then the Dragons' fourth goal just would not go in and then just gets saved. But I think it was Ward again who just could not move out of the way in time once again, because you have to have the reaction time of a nickel from the future. And I mean, it's just nothing went right for the Dragons in the last 30 seconds. Murphy's Law is actually a thing. This is proof positive right here. But Hammerheads definitely earned a win. They played phenomenal here. They picked up from game 1. They didn't let it get in their heads, Conway, at all. It's hard to talk about how that should be a tied game, while at the same time not being happy for the Hammerheads, because both teams fought hard, but Hammerheads, you could definitely tell, wanted that game too.
The Hammerheads had 9 saves. The Dragons had 16 shots. Those numbers are absolutely insane, because the Hammerheads themselves only had like 9 shots total. So once again, they're shooting really close to that 50% mark, getting quality shots, and the Dragons are just unrelenting pressure, able to just fire blast all of those shots on net. Just really incredible to see both of these really strong teams go back and forth here. But as we say that, Dragons right back with some pressure. Moto and Yukio chasing that ball down. Yukio had a really good clear on the other end. Yukio's going to bounce Moto. Moto able to flip back and turn. trying to chase this ball down the field. Reese was in front. Reese is trying to fight it off. Good backflip there. Moto's got it in the corner. Gonna push it around. That got touched by, I think that got touched by Reese and dropped down right in front of Ward. Moto's gonna go to play this and it just off of the nose of Reese's car, and Ward's gonna punch that one in. Gonna be a little unfortunate play there for Reese, but the positioning for both of those Dragons worked out really well.
It really did. The pressure was just on the point once again. Now Moto, off that kickoff, is going to get another shot, but Reese, who went back and picked up those pads, was able to get the clear. That's how you do the kickoffs right there. Now that bump's going to make it awkward. Was back in time. Rotational skills are vital in Rocket League, and these two teams are proving it to be so. Ward now going to have to leave that for Moto to race Yukio for, or Reese for it. Moto will get that towards the net. Yukio catches it in front of the net to sends it to the corner. Ward, however, will stop it. Ward gets it around, and that's going to go in. Ward getting the second goal and his second in this game 3.
Yeah, Yukio's just playing this really well, but it bounces right off of Yukio, and Ward eats it, bops it towards the net, and that one's going to go in for the Dragons. Just a real good play there. They're doing everything they can to kind of drag Reese and Yukio away from the net, and that kind of play is working in their favor. It's part of their pressure. That sustained pressure gets harder and harder to hit those shots, especially when they're coming across the field. Reese is going to carry that one. And another Eagles moment here. That one came off the nose of Ward and popped in. But Reese carrying that ball strong, meets it, gets it over Moto, and then Ward goes to try to make a save, and it's just going to go in.
So I don't know if it's actually Eagles, so if it's already going in, you're going for a save. Is it? I'm not sure what that ruling is. I have to get Sapo in here to clarify it, but either way, it's a beautiful shot. The defense was not ready for that last touch that Reese got whenever he plopped down onto the ground. And that really sent that ball forward at a speed that they were not ready for, but Reese now will collect the ball. Gets around Ward. Ward, however, is on that back wall. Low boost, but will get the flip reset, or to get the wave dash, rather, to get that speed extended out. However, it does end back up. That's going to float straight down. Reese unable to dunk it on both of them. Almost, though. That ball does somehow go out. Ward now get turned away. That would be a back pass by Yukio. Moto almost touching that, sending that straight in. Ward low boost. Reese no boost. Able to get the save from Yukio, trying to dunk it. This Dragons is fighting, living on a prayer here on defense, but the prayers were answered.
Yeah, the Hammerheads are they're getting the pressure here. They're turning everything up. And Reese really did almost have that goal, and unfortunately it was his own car that knocked that ball out of the net when it waterfalled off the top of the crossbar. But this one here, still keeping the pressure on. Long clear by Reese. Can Moto get to it? Moto can't, and Reese just snipes it from the other side of the field to tie this game up. Hammerheads have absolutely no quit in them, just pushing that ball downfield, and we are right about halfway, 2-2 tied up. Dragons looked a little overpowered there for a second.
Indeed, and Moto got caught cheating too far forward by Reese, who got that sniper shot for sure. However, Moto is now going for 50. Ward coming in to try to help out. That ball will bounce favorably for the Dragons. Reese getting beat in the air by Moto. However, Yukio will get up there before either Dragon can do anything. Now going to go for the challenge. Gets the 50, takes it to the wall. Excuse me. I'm just so excited that I'm getting just non-stop privilege. That's just this Rocket League action. A good bump on Moto, but that bump actually plays to Moto's favor, as it gives him an awkward angle, makes Reese think he has more time to turn in for it. And that is just extremely unfortunate whenever you go for a bump on another team's car, Conway, and it actually ends up helping. That's so unfortunate, because what should normally be a great play.
Reese had every opportunity there, and unfortunately, just after that angle adjustment by Moto, just wasn't able to get in front of the ball. Ended up just driving a little bit too far forward, but Reese was in great position if that bump doesn't happen. But you can't fault a guy for trying to take out the shooter.
No.
You absolutely cannot. And this one, staying in the Hammerhead zone again. 1:30 left, getting dropped down by, oh my goodness. It got dropped down by, I want to say it was Reese. just sends it over. Yukio gets the demo and then follows up with the shot. That's one of the first real demo plays that we've seen in this matchup, but you can see the Hammerheads are certainly finding ways to score here as they go right back into the kickoff, and Moto's going to get that one. Ward's going to follow. Rees is there. That ball's high. Rees pinches it off the backboard. Good play there. I think both of the Hammerheads are in position on each other. Ward's going to demo Rees. Yukio's back. Moto's going to take a shot off the post. Rees is there, and Rees digs that one in off the goal line. Excellent defensive play there. Really unfortunate that Moto wasn't able to get that one in. Sometimes those shots off the side post go in, and sometimes they don't. Rees is going to demo Ward. This ball going to the Dragons' side as 50 seconds left. Hammerheads are on the attack.
Indeed, and you can definitely tell that both of these teams are feeling the pressure and really feeling it. It's been good interference play, but Yukio also interfering with the shooter will prevent that ball from getting shot. And you can definitely tell the pressure's up in the demos, but Moto Moto doing a fantastic cut to take the ball and then does another Galloway of just missing the wide open net. But then Ward coming in to miss the second chance, but somehow getting that save. This Dragons team is just giving me a heart attack while at the same time just making me extremely happy kind of way. With Moto now able to get that second chance goal to go in to take the lead at 12 seconds in this game 3. If they can just hold off the Hammerheads for 12 more seconds, we will have match points for the Dragon. And if somehow the Hammerheads can take this to OT, man, I will probably have a heart attack.
Well, we hope that doesn't happen for you, but the Hammerheads do have a good chance here. Yukio's going to pop that up over. Ward just going to drop this down. They had a good chance, and everybody was fighting really, really good and really, really hard there. Just absolutely incredible on one end, and really if Rees gets a little bit more power on that shot or angles it away just a little bit more, the Hammerheads would have had that goal, but able to take it down the other way, fighting, ball dies in front of the net, and they were able to get right back down there, and the symmetry here is uncanny. 10 shots for Dragons, 8 shots for Hammerheads, and each of the Dragons had 2 goals. And unfortunately, Rees 2 goals, Yukio 1 goal. Hammerheads keeping every single game close. Just absolutely incredible the way that this series is going. And now the Dragons are on match point, but the way the rest of this series has been, it easily could have been 2-0 Hammerheads.
Oh, absolutely. There's no way that this series gets played again ever, and it ends up in the same way as it's going right now, Conway. This is about as evenly matched as can possibly be. Both of these teams getting scrappy. Both of these teams are just ramping up the pressure. Hammerheads especially so, who have turned up their at least shot count by a lot. And it's just these two teams are neck and neck. Both of them are trying to get to that finish line, but we are now in game 4. We have Yukio versus Ward on the kickoff. Ward does get that on target. Moto gets the demo. Rees gets the ball, however, wins the 50-man play against Moto. Now Ward in an awkward position. Moto able to get that save somehow, and that ball is now going to the opposite end. Ward trying to get 50 on Yukio, but Yukio will win that. Low boost though. He won't really be able to pressure that how he would want to normally do so. Moto not able to get that control. Ward able to win the 50 on it though. Yukio throwing it right into Ward. Ward throws it middle, but Moto with no boost has to play that slow. Cannot be there for it. And this action is already just ramped up, Conway.
Yeah, I was worried there for a second that Moto was going to pinch that ball in for the Hammerheads. It did not happen that way, but it was very, very close. Moto's going to leave that ball. It's going to pop up high. Yukio's going to get there, put a little shot on net. Not able, or it says Ward got the save, so that one must have been on target. From the angle that I saw, it didn't necessarily look like it, but Moto's going to take a good shot. Yukio's going to clear that one away and carry that back down the other way, fighting Ward hard in that corner. Rees respawns right in time. That ball goes off of Ward, right back in. So close. Rees with a power shot. Moto's going to play this one back in the corner, half boost. Gonna run out of it here, drops it right down to Rees, who pops that ball the other way. Ward's gonna get to it. Ward's almost out of boost as well. that boost management really coming in handy for the Dragons, because we've seen numerous times here where the Hammerheads have pushed up on an attack with nothing, and Yukio barely has anything there. Rees with a half tank, gonna drop that down with a little bit of a play there. This one's gonna bounce across the field. I think Yukio might get there before Moto does, but no, Yukio backs off. Moto's got the ball there. Rees is gonna demo Ward. Moto just punches that in. A little bit of a fake, gets Yukio off the ground, and that one just gonna go in. We've all seen that classic basketball play where you get a guy up to jump, and then while he's past you, you take your shot. Just real good play there by the Dragons, and that one took 1 minute and 50 to get our first goal here.
The longest by far. I think it's every first goal timer added together, and it's still not quite the same length as this first goal took. But the second goal was quickly followed up by it, and I'm a little bit surprised that nobody took advantage. It was within the first minute when Reeves got DC'd. Whatever happened, nobody requested the restart, but it got back in very quickly, thankfully. So nothing bad or wrong there. Ward will get that ball cleared out. Ward now getting the 50 against Yukio, but has no boost. Yukio almost out himself. A great bump by Ward, however, on Reeves. Now Moto, no boost his name, but was able to get that ball out. He's going to get the pass. They're going to go for the Doomsday. Almost gets the dunk off, but couldn't quite connect with Ward. Yukio will get control of that, carry it away. And Conway, that was so dangerously close to a goal, but expertly done by the Hammerheads to avoid that happening.
Yeah, their defense has been absolutely on point here, just fighting everything off. Ward's going to get that touch to take it away, but Rees catches that one in the air, pushes it right back to the Hammerheads. Yukio gets it around Moto, and now you got Rees and Ward down here in a battle. Ward flipping around, gets defensively, gets the touch, and trying to challenge Yukio. Yukio's going to get there, but that one's high. He's going to demo Moto. Rees is going to get that ball. Ward is up to play a little bit of defense there, but Yukio is going to rotate around to try to get a good touch. Rees is going to demo Ward. Moto's the only one back. Rees in net. Yukio coming back across. Moto is up. Rees with the positioning, but Ward gets the follow-up shot. They did not account for the second player, and that one is going to put the Dragons up, but they played this almost perfectly, and Rees even tried to get right back into position after flipping off of that ball.
I tell you, Conway, the second-hand goals for the Dragons it's been up and down. There's been goals that should have gone in, and whether some kind of chicanery or shenanigans happens or not, it does or doesn't go in. That time, it was a beautiful second-hand. Moto doing an expert job of just forcing Yukio into a terrible position, forced him into that shadow defense, which allowed for the weak touch. And now Ward will go for the shot, but can't get it low enough for the amount of boost he had. That's going straight towards Moto, who will take a pop shot just wide. Yukio now able to get the 50. That's going to go past Rees. Ward was able to touch it, but not in a favorable manner. Now Rees does have control, but Moto is on that back wall. Will play it out to the midfield. Roto getting it past Yukio. Rees almost ungoaled, but able to get it out. Doesn't have the control he wanted on that ball. However, Ward passing that out, but Yukio is there. And now Rees, with no boost, does get it past Moto. Ward tries to go for it. Rees almost with an insane redirect, Conway, but no dice.
No, but they're keeping this pressure on. That redirect was very, very close for him. Yukio's going to pop this over. Moto's going to play this, drops it in the corner. Yukio's got that ball, water falling in front of the net. Ward's going to pop it out right to Rees. Rees gets a touch. Rees going for another touch. He's going to center. Moto's going to touch it. Rees keeps it in. The Dragons in. Going to play it around. Gets it around one. I don't think they're going to beat Ward here, and they are not. 15 seconds left. If the Hammerheads are going to score, they got to do it now because they are running out of time. The sand in the hourglass is ticking down on this series.
Oh, and a big-time 50. Wilson now all the way to the other half into the corner. That's going to float in front of the net. Yukio will prevent a shot from coming in, but the Dragons don't have to take one if they don't want to. But the best way to not get scored on is to keep it near the other team's goal. And the Dragons will hold off this ferocious Hammerheads team. I think I just made up a new word by saying ferocious, but man, I mix ferocious and vicious together. Pay me no mind. I'm old and demented. Get off my yard. That was a fantastic series by both of these two teams. The Dragons are able to hold off the Hammerheads in a very, very tight situation, Conway. And not even as a GM am I happy, but as a caster and a fan of Rocket League, what a game that was.
Yeah, just absolutely crazy that this one ends in a sweep because every single game has been close. You thought maybe the Hammerheads could steal one away, but they weren't able to oh my goodness, they weren't able to overcome the Dragons there. But that was probably the lowest shots we had on goal total, as the Dragons had 6 and the Hammerheads had 4. Crazy.
Indeed, and it may not be enough time for an interview. If they jump in real quickly, we can just, glaze them up like it's a hot sign for Krispy Kreme real quick. But if not, there's no worries. It is 15 minutes till, and you know what? It is too close. I wouldn't want to put Thor into an awkward position. Who is our streamer, by the way? Shout out and give him some love in chat. The man making it happen tonight. But Conway, I was just on the edge of my seat the entire series. And like I said, not as a GM. At this point, it was just thrown out the window. I was just sitting here as a fan, just the entire time, just my eyes wide open, mouth slightly agape. It's just an absolutely stunner of a show. Hats are off to the Dragons. Great 3-1 win. Hammerheads, you may have lost this one, but it was so close. That's anybody's game any day of the week.
Yeah, I was sitting there waiting, like you said. I was just waiting for the Hammerheads to get one and to take a game away. Unfortunately, the Dragons just overcome everything, and the Hammerheads walk away getting swept. But man, like I said, that entire series was way too close for comfort if you're the Dragons.
Oh God, yeah, I know they're happy it's over with, and I'm gonna be joining that VC after this just to hear them just like sighing deep breaths. Yeah, that's it, right? Breaths of relief. But that is it for the 8 o'clock hour. We do have 2 more matches for y'all tonight. The next one being Elite League. We have the Rams versus the Unicorns. I will not be here because I got my own match to get to. But you do have 2 casters coming up that I think you'll still enjoy, even if Conway and myself aren't here. So come on back. We got more action for you.
need to be free. Far from what I was led to, but no holding back. I've made up my mind. Seeing what's next, I'm not sure what I'll find. Holding the key firmly in my hands. I'm looking forward, I know where I stand. And this is it, I've nothing to lose. Now is the right time, I'm making my move. I wanna hide now. You can't bring me down. I wanna hide now. You can't bring me down. Holding the key firmly in my hands. I'm looking forward, I know where I stand. And this is it, I've nothing to lose. Now is the right time, I'm making my move. I wanna hide now. You can't bring me down. I wanna hide now. You can't bring me down. I'm seeing what's next. What is ahead? I'm seeing what's next. I'm seeing what's next. What is ahead? I'm seeing what's next.
Welcome back, FDL, to another match tonight on this Saturday evening. Today I'm here with Professor Freak. How are you doing?
I am doing well, sir. How about you?
I'm doing great. I'm really excited to see this elite matchup. We have the Unicorns versus the Rams tonight for elite. You excited for this one?
Oh, definitely. I love talking about mistakes that players that are better than me make.
Absolutely. Now we have the players in the lobby, so without further ado, let's get them in here.
All right, let's get this started. The Unicorns coming in here with a win and a sweep, and the Rams coming in here with a close loss in Game 5. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah,
Oh, he's
elite
gonna get
versus J Dubamus on kickoff. Now Tech taking possession, excuse me.
He could be possessed too.
He's taking position as well in the air. Now the Rams moving it down. Tech great clear. He's following it up again. A great
Good
demo. Now pass mid.
And great dunk to follow it up.
No immediate manifest. That's some good defense from the Rams there. Able to dodge that second demo attempt and the killer follow-up shot.
Well cleared there. Making sure to get it out to the corner, not in a position where the defender could get another dunk on that. All right, can they get this center ball? Looks like low on boost, going back for it. Tech is going to try and read this off the wall. He does, but Jaeger's right there. Looks like Elite's going to grab the ball and carry it. What's he going to do in the air with this? This is the most fun part about watching Elite League. All right, gets challenged quickly. Tech taking it back from his corner. That's a nice first touch. He can carry this. Maybe gets a little too heavy on the second touch. Oh, that's a favorable 50.
The Unicorns, they've been really prone to be taken in the air here. Tech as I say that, another ball just high up on the fields.
That's a
Moving it
nice
down.
beat there. But what I like about their aerial play is they always go for the dunk at the end. And there's a nice goal there. Actually, I think that flick might have been a little bit deceiving. I mean, you had Jaeger lose all of his momentum, and he's probably expecting a raster flick. But yeah, even at that level, you still have to probably pre-jump to make that save.
Absolutely.
Who are you thinking looking better right now, Lasagna?
Right now, I'd have to say the Unicorns are looking a bit better. They've been shutting out the Rams in terms of shooting, but it's just that they've been able to keep a little bit better possession. As I say that, J Dubbamus, or I'll just call him J Dubs now. He's able
again,
to.
I think he gets a little bit fortunate, almost like that ghost touch looks like he's going to hit it, and that's, sometimes the best fakes are the unintentional ones.
Absolutely. One shot, one goal for the Rams here, but the Unicorns are keeping up the pressure on offense and defense. Got Elite there with the bumps, and constant physical play is going to favor the Unicorns here.
I definitely feel like the Unicorns have had the edge in pressure. They've looked dangerous in offense. I mean, to give credit to the Rams, their defense has played solid. But we'll see if that goal turns things around for the Rams and they're able to get a little bit more. Jaeger,
Absolutely. Jaeger's taking us in the air.
Looks like that was J-Dubs was trying to pass to Jaeger, not realizing he was low on boost and heading back. Good defensive demo there, though. Gives them plenty of time.
Now Tech Tie up with the ball. Jaeger up. A good clear. No double on it. Great bumps from Tech Tie. Elite gets a shot on net, but Jaeger able to stop that before it became anything dangerous. Some toss-ups in the midfield. J-Dub is going to take that back to his own boost. Take a Unicorn play, take that into the air. Elite now beats Jaeger. He's able to take it out. And now the Unicorns, awkward for J-Dubs. He keeps that out just off the goal line. But
it looks like the
Unicorns
in general are just more comfortable in the air too. They like taking the ball there clearly, and it seems like anytime there's a challenge in midair, they're coming out with the win.
Yeah, you can see the pressure also favoring the Unicorns a little bit more aggression coming from the Unicorns. Not afraid to go for those high balls and to use a lot of boost really quickly to get up there. Showing with 7 shots on 3, but doesn't matter if you can shoot it if you can't have that shooting accuracy. Shooting accuracy strikes. I believe that was Jaeger there, unable to put that on net.
It was a really good opportunity. Oh, is that going in? Close. Yeah, it was a great opportunity they had there. Just hard sometimes. You got to react so fast. You don't miss quite the angle. Oh, look at Tech Tie up. He wants that right off the back wall. Still pretty even though. I mean, it seems like neither side has really been able to break through the defenses since the earlier goals. Will they finally do it? Tech Tie is up. Can he read this? Just misses. Still in a pretty good position. Looks like Elite's going to back off, play some defense, collect boost. Oh, he missed the boost. He's a little low. Hoping they don't realize that. Oh, and a miss. Jaeger should have that well defended. Yeah, I mean, I think it's really going to be the next person to make a mistake. I think that will decide this game, clearly, since it's overtime. Right now, are you still feeling like it's the Unicorns?
I don't know. The Rams have come a little bit more alive, putting in 3 shots in the second half of the game, opposed to their one, and happened to be their goal as well in the first half. But the Unicorns, though, they've been putting on relentless shots, 3 times as many as the Rams this match. It's hard to argue with that.
So quick to challenge too. Like they're so quick to challenge whenever the ball's in midfield play. They really don't give the Rams any breathing room, but that will give J-Dub some breathing room just with a missed challenge. Oh, a nice flick. Can he get the? Well done. I mean, really performed well under pressure there by the Rams. They played really solidly in defense. And a nice flick at the end, off of that early midfield challenge. So I'm impressed the Rams came back from that.
Yeah, I'm very impressed. They really put up a strong defensive showing, having, gosh, 10 saves for the Unicorns' 13 shots. Only one of those shots was off net. That is, or two of those shots, excuse me, was off net. That is a really defensive masterclass coming from the Rams, and they're able to close this out with two strong goals to
And
take
really
game
from
one.
both players, both players contributing defensively. The Unicorns looked aggressive. They looked like they were in control, but they couldn't get the ball in the net, save for that first flick. So I imagine they're not going to be changing up their play style just yet. But what do you think if you're the Unicorns, you would do differently in this next game, Lasagna?
Man, against one of these impregnable defenses, sometimes you got to take out one or even both of the keepers there, because they really can't save the ball if they're not in net. I'd like to see with some of the stolen boost for the Unicorns. I'd like to see them use some of that stolen boost to demo the back line of the Rams. I think that might fuel some of their success and get their goal numbers more in line with their shooting numbers.
All right, good 50. Starting off right with the air again for Tech-Tie. The Elite should say that. What a dunk by
Whoa.
J-Dubs. Wow, he came out of nowhere. I imagine if you're an Elite in this position, you're just thinking, yep, I'm going to clear this into the corner. What a dunk. That's a great read by J-Dubs.
Yeah, you said it. J-Dubs so far holding the Rams offense on his back. All 3 of 3 goals. But you really got to appreciate Jaeger as well, just able to hold down that defense so he doesn't have to worry.
Exactly. It makes a world of difference when you've got trust in your teammate. Now, can the Tech get there? Oh, what a save by Elite. Just getting the spawn in time. Going to carry the ball. Of course, they're going to go to the air, but look at J-Dubs challenging early. I think they're maybe trying to meet this strategy a little bit differently, and that is another phenomenal pass. Center looked almost like a shot, but Jaeger's right there. The Rams are really stepping it up here, and again, they lost a close game 5, but they're really showing the Unicorns that they're here to win.
Absolutely. Unicorns have been stuffed out. There's not quite so much pep in their step to come out swinging early again, like game 1. The Tech-Tie is taking a nice airplay towards the other side, a big bang. And now another early challenge, but J-Dubs has his number. He's able to get that 50 all the way to the other side of the field, and the Rams stay on offense for almost a whole minute of Rams offense so far.
And especially after the last game, I mean, the Rams already have 5 shots on net. And here's another one, and I think you're seeing a little bit of the Unicorns pressing too far up. And that can happen when you're playing against a frustrating defense. You feel like you have to work harder and harder and lead to these sort of counter-attack plays. So, Lasagna, I'm definitely with your analysis. I think they've got to go for some more physical plays, really win the war of attrition in the Rams' half with boost starving and bumps and demos.
Yeah, Elite, a little bit of a misflip. Now Tech-Tie up in the corner. All 4 players were in the corner for a second there. Rare to see that in Elite.
Good demo.
A good demo. Tech-Tie 1v0, now 1v1. And he's
Nice
able to
shot.
sneak that around J-Dubs, who had to come in off the spawn there. Overall,
Yeah.
just a great play resulting from that one backline demo from Elite.
Exactly. Yeah, it really put the Rams on their back foot and just not in a position to be able to defend that with the solid rotations that they've had earlier. See what Jaeger can do with this. Great pass to J-Dubs. Just blocked. Looks like they're going to take that back into their corner, collect boosts. I think Tech-Tie's going to beat him to that. Yep, Tech-Tie is going to look for the center ball, but handled by J-Dubs. Can he do anything with it? Elite clears to the back corner. He'll grab boost. Is he going to go off the wall? Is he going to go for something aerial? You know, he does, but unfortunately the misplay just put Tech-Tie in a really rough spot. Yeah, what do you think happened here?
I think a little bit of a misflip. He wanted to hit the ball, land on wall, have boost. He ended up only having boost. That's just a mechanical error, a little bit rare here in Elite, from Elite. Very interesting, a little bit funny with that. But yeah, just a little bit of a mechanical issue. Maybe the decision making, choosing something a little bit too risky there for what you have in the tank.
And you know how
Elite
much
now,
of a mental game like Rocket League is. Sometimes if you're not feeling it, those plays that you swear you always hit, don't come. I feel like
Elite
the
now.
Rams have really stepped up their aggression in this game too. I feel like that's what
Absolutely.
we're calling out. Have you seen the same thing?
Absolutely. They've already doubled their game 1 shot count. And they've been going for a couple bumps, a couple demos we've seen. And they've been stealing a lot more boost. I've seen a lot more Rams players with so much more boost than I saw in game 1. Well, now Tech-Tie, full tank of boost. Can't quite use it the way he wants to. Now Jaeger, also full tank of boost, goes for the corner wall read.
I thought he had it. I thought it might be safe, but I thought it was going to be on target. He certainly had me believing. But yeah, the Rams are just playing really solidly. They've continued their solid defense, good rotations, not really leaving one of their players in a bad spot, and their offense and aggression has stepped up so much that I think the Unicorns are going to be looking to tweak their play style a little bit. Oh, that's an unfortunate miscommunication, but I think they'll be okay. Elite's got control on that. Flicks early just to be safe. But that's well defended by Jaeger. Tech-Tie should be able to gather this and boost. Is he going to take to the air? He is. But J-Dub sniffs that out. A great 50. That's a Fennec 50 right there. You think you're going to win if you're on the Rams, and then the Fennec wins. Can the Unicorns come back? Do you think there's enough time for them to come back over on it?
If I'm a Unicorns player right now, I think you gotta get one. You have to get at least one. You gotta get that game 1 momentum, game 1 mentality back. As you said, Rocket League's a very, very mental game, and when you're getting stuffed out like this, 3 shots to 10, it's not a good feeling. And you're just not gonna play as well.
Absolutely agree. You know, they need to kind of stem the bleeding before they can win the war. They need to show they can really execute on offense, and you know, I feel like there's been more misplays. And the Rams again have just really stepped it up this game, looking really solid on both sides of the ball. Oh, that's frustrating. If you're Tech-Tie, you're hoping you get one more goal right at the end there, the confidence booster, but. Again, credit to the Rams. J-Dub's doing everything. Scoring, setting up his teammate, saving the ball. And I feel like that game was much more one-sided than the first game in the Rams' favor.
Absolutely. The game kind of taking a little bit of a flip-flop here, but the Rams were just able to execute on their shots a little bit more than the Unicorns were in game 1. About one-sided, I'm not exactly sure. The Unicorns, they haven't really gotten like quality shots on net. However, they've had possession and they've had demos and a little bit of boost stealing in the Rams half.
Yeah, they've definitely been there. I feel if they clean up some of the misplays, they've had some turnovers, and we know about the one that immediately resulted in a goal. So if they can clean some of those up, I mean, there's no reason why they shouldn't be right back in this. It'll be interesting to see what adjustments they make here.
Yeah, facing down match point, I'm surprised we did not see a timeout coming from the Unicorns. especially after a game like Game 2. They've got a lot of confidence here. And Tektai up at the flip reset, and he puts it in. Confidence he
play.
does have.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great shot. Just gets it past J-Dubs and saves his flip to shoot that into the net. I mean, those are the aerial plays they've been wanting to hit. And now you have to think, too, if you're the Rams, you're worried about that. You're potentially challenging earlier to prevent Tektai from doing something like that. So that could be a big momentum shift. Great save there. I think that was J-Dubs that made the save. Just barely got to that ball, but there's Tektai again. The Rams there just couldn't clear the ball. They're both low on boost. They get that initial save. It bounces awkwardly, and they just can't get that ball out of the way. Well, the Unicorns are looking revitalized. Definitely playing aggressive.
Yeah, if you're the Unicorns, you're on cloud 9 with those 2 goals. You often in 30 seconds you don't even remember Game 2 and losing Game 1 so heartbreakingly, getting just ground down by the Rams' solid defense. Although Rams trying to strike back, a fantastic defensive demo from Tektai is able to keep that shot from happening. Jaeger now, a little bit of shenanigans in the air, but now Elite takes the ball. Ground to air dribble, dunks. J-Dubs, what a save to keep that under Tektai and out of the net. And then what a clear to follow it up. Rams defense
really holding up solid in defense. Great demo. But good defense there by Elite. Keep that ball. And yeah, I just feel like the Unicorns seem to be playing with more confidence, especially in offense. Looks like Jaeger's going to put that center, but nobody's there. He might not have realized that J-Dubs got demoed. Elite going to go for something complicated. No, not right now. I mean, at this point, if you're the Unicorns, just keeping the pressure on, seeing if the Rams will make more mistakes. You know, when you're down, it's really easy for the mentality shift to happen, and you start playing like you've got to come back. Even in a game like this, there's still 60% of the time left. There's a lot of time left. We'll see how the Rams respond to this.
Shot from Jaeger, a good save from Elite, and a good demo from Tektai to keep that pressure off. I'm loving the physical play that we're seeing from the Unicorns that we were lacking a little bit in Game 1. Although
Jaeger double that. Oh, that was close.
Looking for a demo now. Unable to get it. It's out to the side. Tektai now again in the air. You don't want to let him have that time in the air there. He's really been killing the Rams and keeping good pressure on as well.
That's a nice turn on that ball to pop that towards their net. And Jaeger's able to pick up the mid boost. J-Dub keeping that pressure on. Can the Unicorns clear the ball out? Looks like Jaeger's going to challenge. But good follow-up by Elite once he saw his teammate was beat. Definitely back and forth now. Both teams looking dangerous offensively. But I agree. I mean, defensively, the Unicorns and Tektai's defensive demos have been huge, preventing that one goal. Guarantee that would have been a goal had he not gotten a demo.
Yeah, I don't think even Galloway is missing that goal if he doesn't get demoed. But the Rams on offense now. Unicorns struggling a bit for boost. Elite though. A good steal. He's trying to keep possession. A good pop. Tektai now against a no boost J-Dubs. And he puts that center for Elite. Jaeger, great cover up there. And a counter attack. Turned double counter attack from the Unicorns. And J-Dubs again.
Like
a
just
good
hit that
50.
a little too hard too. His first touch was a little too hard because he was in a very good position there, crossing over the defender with a lot of net to work with. But again, J-Dubs continuing to play really well defensively.
Yeah, the Rams progressing into the Unicorns half for one of the fewer times they've gotten this game, but Tektai's really been just the guardian of the Unicorns half. It's been keeping a lot of a lot of the goal attempts and pressure just off of the unicorns, getting another save up there as I was talking.
That's a nice
Although when you
pass.
have passes from Jaeger coming to J-dubs like that, what can you even do?
I definitely feel like that's something that the Rams have been doing better is those teams plays. They've had 2 or 3 of them thus far tonight. So a great pass there, and this could be a good way to turn around momentum. But yeah, looking at it, you can tell that the Unicorns have had more pressure, much more like the first game. It's still close. Tech ties in the air. That's a nice awkward touch. J-Dubs misses. Elite's going to take control of this. Just got to drop the ball soon. Basically keep it out of the hands of the Rams, but they might have given it up right there. Oh, I don't know if they'll be able to keep this up, and Elite grounds it. Good comeback for the Unicorns that game. I mean, honestly, I feel like that early goal, that flip reset goal from Tech Tie really set the stage for them to be in control the rest of that game.
Absolutely. You could almost just feel the revitalization of the Unicorns through the first half of that match. And it really showed. You saw the demos ramp up, you saw the shots ramp up again. I believe this was 10-6 in favor of the Unicorns in shooting. Not a huge deficit for the Rams to make up, but the play style difference was immense for the Unicorns.
Yeah, I think it just really, when you score 2 goals quickly early in a match like that, especially in the fashion that the Unicorns did, it's hard not to be put on the back foot and play more cautiously. So I definitely think that that was well timed, and now we're sent into game 4. So I guess, what do you think, Lasagna? Do you think the Unicorns win here and send it to a game 5?
This feels like a mirroring of game 1 and 2. Unicorns came out really strong game 1, and then ended up losing right at the end because they ran out of steam and couldn't score anymore. And then they lost a game. And then Unicorns, they were running out of steam a little bit. I think the Rams had them figured out a little bit in at the end of game 3. I think we might see another little shift of play here. J-Dubs almost ripping one at net. Good 50 in the midfields by Tech Tie. But man, it's hard to score goals when you're not on the field.
Tech Tie is a man possessed. He's already got 2 demos in this game that I know of. So he is leaning on that physical style of play. Let's see, I think Jaeger's going to look for a pass. Oh, he's going for the wow, great solo play. I'm thinking he's going for the pass there based on the other plays they've made. And look how low his boost is. It just barely gets that touch. So a great shot there from the Rams. And yeah, I mean, to your point, Lasagna, is this turning out like game 2?
A little bit. Oh, some miscommunications for the Unicorns, but a good recovery. Tech Tie now, 1v1. He's in the air. We've seen this 100-fold times. A little bit of a laggy flip reset there. He didn't seem to get the touch he wanted there. I was thinking could have been a goal for sure, but looks like the Unicorns are still in the hunt this match with just under 4 minutes left.
Good save there from Elite, and it definitely was able to just swing and get that. You know, there's a lot of time. Unicorns can definitely slow down the play here. I think some of these air dribbles going directly at the defender, I mean, I'd like to see them even go for an air dribble bump or something, fly in front, at least make the Rams a little nervous. Oh, that's a misplay leading directly to a Rams goal.
Yeah, I would love to see as well just a combination of Tech Tie's aggressive demo behavior and his just aerial capacity that has been finding him so much success.
Yeah, he's definitely a scary player out there. And I feel like one crazy goal and the Rams are going to play more nervous than they were before. Tech getting a nice clear. Can he read this off the wall? He does. Hits it towards the net, but Jaeger's got that. It's a big clear. He's going to try and follow this up. Tech is there. Oh, Jaeger's trying to steal the boost or at least bump. J-Dubs is low boost, but gets a favorable 50. I think Jaeger's playing this one a little soft. Just doesn't want to give up a goal. You're up by 2. I understand that, but a great pass. Oh, and Tech just off. That was a great infield pass. Good opportunity. I mean, the opportunities are coming for the Unicorns, but they're just having a hard time executing. What do you make of that, Lasagna?
Make that as a little bit of nerves. You're making up a 2-goal deficit and you're making up a 2-game deficit. You have to, at this point, you have to reverse sweep as the Unicorns. And I think the nerves are getting a little bit to the Unicorns.
Yeah, I think there's definitely, the misplays are yielding, but there was Tech with another demo that really shuts down that attack. So well played by him. He's a menace on both sides. But can they do anything here?
Elite to the corner. 50. Good stuff by J-Dubs.
Oh,
Jaeger now.
Trying to
Boost
that on
and a
net,
breakaway. Great clear by Elite. Pinch. Oh, lame.
It's what we all want to see. 100-mile-an-hour goal.
There it is.
Later, I have to watch this one again to see a little bit. So, yeah, Jaeger gets a little bit too aggressive of a hit. He's probably not realizing how far J-Dubs is out, and that's tough. You go for that clear, and without realizing your opponents are basically there thirsty for the ball, and Unicorns were within 1 goal. It's a really close game. This is not anywhere near over.
Tech he's going to try and take a solo. Kind of leaving his teammate a little bit, but a good pass. Unable to get that small extension down the field. Rams transitioning to offense. A good pass mid. A great pre-jump from Tech to keep that out. Now Elite. He's been scoring some ground plays. Goes for another ground to air dribble. And now Tech only 40 boost. A little bit of a misplay, but he keeps him on offense. Unicorns with 40 seconds to score a goal here. Tech he tosses that to backboard. Now Tech and Elite on top of each other. Elite opts to take the ball there. Now Tech a little awkward. J-Dubs with no boost is able to get a... There it is. The physical play, and J-Dubs can't get there.
And who is it again with the physical play? It's Tech Jaeger is thinking he has time, not realizing Tech is behind him, and J-Dubs trying to get back to fill boost. We've all been there. We're like, if I just had 24 boost, I could save this. But a nice comeback by the Unicorns. And now, I mean, I don't know about you, Lasagna. I feel like this game could be a coin flip. One mistake by either side, and who knows how that will set up for the rest of it.
I was about to say one mistake or one Tech air dribble away from a game 5 or a game 4 victory. 1 second, Elite's gonna put that one down.
Just gets that one on the ground. The Rams thought they might have a chance. All right, let's see if Tech is going to continue with his physical play. I mean, it's been paying dividends on offense and defense. Shut down in midfield by J-Dubs. Elite's going to look to control that. Maybe it's a little too hard of a touch that is immediately challenged by J-Dubs. Tech trying to get soft touch. Does get the boost too. Can he get a good 50 there? Reasonable, but fortunately for Jaeger, J-Dubs backing up. Elite handling that well, putting it to the corner. Getting a little low on boost. Gets a very favorable 50. Oh, and Tech almost with the pre-flip beats Jaeger to it, but still well defended. I mean, very back and forth play. I'm having a hard time. If you put a gun to my head, I don't think I could pick which team I think is going to win this game. So
no,
close. That's
the woodwork demands a game 5.
Oh, if you're the Rams,
moly.
how do you feel after that shot, Lasagna?
You feel kind of awful off that shot. but you just gotta keep. You're in the zone. You just gotta keep in the zone. Otherwise, you're gonna fall victim to that great passing play that we saw from Tech and Elite there.
You know, they're
Elite.
definitely going for more of those. I like what I'm seeing in that regard. I think some of the shots are just off, but they're setting up some really nice infield passes.
It's a lot of pressure, and it's very nerve-wracking as you see the pass developing when you're on defense. It's very nerve-wracking to try and where's he going to shoot it? Where's he going to shoot it? And even if the shot's mostly off target, it's a real toll to defend those back to back to back. Jaeger now. He's on the ceiling. No boost to make a play of it. Both Rams players, well, no longer Jaeger with low boost. Now Jaeger, good 50 in the midfield for Elite. Rams just toss it to Tech, but he doesn't have any boost to keep that up. Oh.
That was a nice play there by Jaeger. Oh, a great beat by J-Dubs.
And a great
Jaeger
save
had
by
realized
Tech.
that he might have been there to get it, but you also kind of assume in that situation your teammate's not getting the touch, and one goal here is the end of the game, and that's it. Looked like a little bit, is that just a misrotation? Looks like Tech gets dunked hard, and that's an unfriendly bounce. We've all been in that situation. But
Yeah,
honestly,
J-Dubs,
a great series.
a great series from both teams there. J-Dubs, he took a page out of Tech books, and he drove through the back line and just plowed through both players, and he kind of left him in a tight spot. But man, what was that? A 2-minute overtime?
Yeah, almost a 3. I think that was right around 2 minutes and 40 seconds when it ended. And yeah, I mean, with the exception of game 3, was it game 3? I mean, very close series. All these games, you know, 1, maybe not so much 2, but 1 and then 5 for sure easily could have gone the other way. Excuse me, 1 and 4. So, I mean, if you're the Rams, you got to be really happy with this outcome. You get a win, you get a solid win to now you push your record to 500. So, I think we've got the Rams here to join us.
Hello, hello.
What's up?
Hello, J-Dubs. Hello, Jaeger. How do you guys feel after that win?
Felt pretty good. We lost close last week to start our season. It was a great series against the Coyotes, but we were, a little sad. Jaeger and I played last week as well. So we lost it in 5, came back this week. We just wanted to take a W, and that's what we did. So we're happy with it.
I mean, I feel like you guys played stellar defensively. Definitely
you.
a lot of pressure from the Unicorns, especially in a couple of those matches. What do you guys feel like made the difference for you in this match?
Honestly, I'd say we tried to cut down on this, not necessarily the space we gave them on defense, but we tried to make them play against us, if that makes sense. We tried to make it so that we weren't forcing our challenges to where they were in advantage. We had to keep them coming to us, which at that point, that was where we were the most comfortable, because every time that play is chaotic, that's where players like Elite, Inferno, and actually, Elite is really good at this in general. He's a very good disruptive player. So if we can keep things to be kind of in order, then it makes things a little bit easier. So they always have to force the objective on us. And with us being already defensively minded, it kind of meant that we didn't have to step out of our comfort zone too much.
Basically, let them play into your strengths.
Yeah, pretty much.
Very smart, very smart. Now I have a quick question for you. How did you saw a Tech going up for a lot of those aerial plays. Was there at any point, if you two are low boost, where you might have been nervous, like oh shoot, I think he might score. Like how much respect or disrespect did you have to offer him when he was up with the ball?
I mean, it's definitely like if you're in a 1v1 against someone in the air with a lot of boost and you're low on boost, like it's never somewhere you want to be. But I feel like just with the way Jack and I play, like there's There's always 2 people back whenever someone's doing a solo play, and
Yeah.
like we played enough with each other to the point where like the communication is there, and it's one person making him do something, and the other person cleaning up. So I don't know.
Yeah, I was seeing you
Like
guys
we
a
always end up
lot
playing.
hitting a tag team on backboard and ground
Mhm.
to just shut down that aerial play, especially in games 2 and 4.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, my hands are cold. My hands, my toes, my nose, everything's cold, man. I, I, I got caught up in that third game. My nose just destroyed me. But I'm back in. I was back. We came back with a vengeance.
Here you go. You've heard it for all you lower leagues. Like, this is what elite leagues do. You wear gloves, you wear socks, you wear some type of face
True.
covering. Got to
I
keep
wish
your
I
nose
had
warm.
gloves.
Okay, so I've got a random question for you guys. What did you eat for dinner tonight? What did you fuel up to get the win?
I have to answer that.
I may or may not have not eaten dinner tonight.
All right, you've got one fasting answer. That could be smart.
A couple chicken patty sandwiches, like 30 minutes
Nice.
before.
Oh, I love those.
Hell yeah.
So for
That's the
anyone
winner's
looking,
diet.
exactly, you're trying to change it up. You've either got to eat nothing or chicken patties sandwiches.
You get
Are
there are two
chicken nuggets an
roads.
acceptable option? I guess.
I guess.
If you just have chicken
don't know.
nuggets, so what you guys do is you want to put like 5 chicken nuggets between some slices of bread. Do you think that would
I was
survive?
gonna say, I think the fact
That
that it
would
is
that
a
would be
sandwich is
fine.
important.
Yeah.
You can't just eat
Okay.
it straight.
But hey, if you're putting
So it's the sandwich that's
chicken
key.
nuggets on the
Yeah.
sandwich, like on a bun, that's fine.
Okay,
Absolutely.
got it.
Yeah.
Important clarification.
Yeah.
It's a little bit odd, but it's not exactly what I would do. But if you're in a pinch, it works.
Hey, yeah.
All
So how
right.
do you guys feel about the season?
Like I said earlier, we were disappointed that we weren't able to pull out the W last week, but you know, we're good. We're good to take. We're happy to be walking away with a win here. And then the rest of the season, I think we're just kind of taking things game by game. We're a team of all 17s, so I know we're kind of just testing the waters and seeing if we can really poke our heads into a playoff situation. But I think we're mainly down to just be having a good time this season and just hanging out with the three of us and play, and then the results be what they be.
A great mentality to have.
Now,
Yeah.
before we sign out for our 9 o'clock game this
Mm-hmm.
Saturday evening, is there anyone that you guys want to shout out, or anyone that you guys want to call out that you're excited to play later? Floor is
I'm
yours.
excited. Oh, I've got a call. It's not a call out because of the fact that people they want to do this. We were supposed to play this past week. It was supposed to be the Coyotes roster of Hornet and Prosperity, but Prosperity's computer didn't work last second. I was informed, and they had to go with Sifri instead. So I made Prosperity promise us that the next time we play them in week 10, that we take them down. And
Honestly,
we're
I
going to play them two again. So Hornet and Prosperity 2K, you guys are not beating me and Jaeger. It's just not happening.
I do think P2K was just scared and he like got the
Yeah,
power to his
yeah,
action
he was just
like that.
afraid.
Yeah,
Walk behind the
I
house,
feel like that's the only
pair of
sensible
garden
explanation. but-
clippers, just
You heard
right
it
to the
here.
internet line.
We got to get it on stream. Week 10. We got to get it on stream.
Looking forward to it. But yeah,
Alrighty, FDL. Then that has been us for our 9 o'clock game. You'll see me and Freak back in about 15 to 20 minutes. And yeah, stay tuned.
to be free. Far from what I was led to, but no holding back, I've made up my mind. Seeing what's next, I'm not sure what I'll find. Holding the key firmly in my hands. I'm looking forward, I know where I stand. And this is it, I've nothing to lose. Now is the right time, I'm making my move. I wanna hide now. You helping me
Welcome back to Frontier Doubles League. We've got a great Origin match coming up. I myself am Professor Freak, or Freak, of one of many names that people have known me by, and I am joined by the man, the myth, the layered pasta dish that is Lasagna Man. How are you tonight, sir?
I'm great. Just got fresh off that elite match a couple minutes ago. I'm really excited to go down a couple pegs to some Origin gameplay and chill out a little bit more because that was some intensity last match. You excited for this one?
I am. I think if we see some of the flip reset goals, we're going to be scratching our heads a little bit, but no, I think this should be a great matchup. We actually got to see this Huskies team last week, I believe. They pulled off a win, so both of these teams are coming in with a win from last week. So each of them, are wanting to continue that momentum forward, but unfortunately, only one of them can. Uh, do you think anybody's stronger on paper?
Without knowing who's in the lobby, just off of the on paper rosters, I would say Unicorns have a little bit of an edge, A versus A especially. But we'll just have to see. Now we have the players in the lobby, and to not ice them out, let's do them courtesy and get this game on the road.
Let's get this started. Yeah, I think if the Huskies play the way they did last week, they could be a real problem. They played well as a team. They were aggressive. So I think this is a slightly different lineup. But let's start it off. We've got Weak Jam and Fritzen going for the kickoff together. Ramrod's putting that ball center. Can Weak get it? Great shot. What a play to start this off. 6 seconds in. What do you think about what we just saw from the Huskies?
I think that doesn't look like Origin. I don't even do that, man. I can't put that on net.
Get these guys up a couple of leagues right now.
Yeah, get these guys in Star, man.
I mean, definitely don't put them in Expert. I don't want to play against them.
Yeah, don't do that. But yeah, definitely a great shot and just a great start to the game. You're starting out hot. Oftentimes,
and a nice team play like that too.
Yeah, you have compliments going around the comms. It's just a great time starting out like that. But the Huskies, they're remaining in offense. A couple
Ramrod
shots.
Way back for boost there. Weak was thinking he was going to be center.
But
Going for the
he was
demo
able to keep
play
that
there.
in.
Ramrod's going to go for something off the wall. Blocked, shut down. Fritzen's going to collect the ball, but he gets the ball past him. I was thinking of Dominus Fennec. That 50, 90 times out of 100 is going the way of the Fennec. But a nice play here. The center ball, Chrysotile puts it in. I'd say this is a nice way to come back. Oh, actually, I didn't realize that Weak hit that ball center. So a little bit of a misplay there.
A little bit of a misplay there. It hurts, but you're only a minute in, and it's still tied. So you just got to get your bearings and have a good still kickoff like that, and just take it right back.
No problem. You've got to love those types of situations where your opponent works hard to score a goal, and you immediately get a kickoff goal right after it.
You almost forget that they ever scored.
It's certainly demoralizing.
Yeah, it's invigorating to be back up. Now Weak to Jam. He's gonna put it into the corner. It's a good boost steal, but both Huskies players stacked on the sidewall there. Ramrod with a shot and off 2 pieces of woodwork there. Fritzen got a little bit out of position and he tried to sneak that in on the corner of the net. Now Ramrod, he's keeping it on offense. He's up. Good stuff by Chrysotile. And the Unicorns remaining on defense, but still showing like good signs of life and a good strength in defense. Huskies, though, they're bearing down with a lot of pressure.
Yeah, definitely the pressure is felt very one-sided in favor of the Huskies. Again, the Unicorns have done well to handle the pressure. You'd like to see them get a little bit more going offensively too. Fritzen's going to try and handle that. Gets bumped away from the ball. Oof, and that could be dangerous. Is weak. Weak's not able to get there. Fritzen should be able to collect the boost and dribble this up the wall. Going to try and go for a pinch, which is going to get sent right back towards their net by Ramrod. Can Weak get this on net? Oh, man. If you're looking at this at the Huskies, you're thinking, man, a couple of these shots, we get those not hitting the post, and we're up 4-1.
If you're the Unicorns, you're just trying to find a way to break out and get a second shot to register on the scoreboard there. Weaked puts that towards the corner, unable to get the dunk. He gets a good boost steal. Ramrod, he's up on it. Good block by Fritzen. Now Weaked, a little bit of a misplay there. He's opting to take it back. He doesn't have any pressure to score. They can just wait up the clock. And a minor miscommunication, but I think Weaked should have good possession there, and he does. He's able to clear that out for the Huskies offense to continue. Itchy Ramrod gets in the way of Chrysotile, but he's still able to get back, and the woodwork again helping out the Unicorns defense there. Chrysotile putting that a little bit wide. Now Fritzen with a little bit of a miss. Chrysotile in a 2v1 scenario beats one, almost beats the second there, and now he sends it mid for Fritzen, who's not quite there yet, but the pressure for the Unicorns is now increasing greatly.
Yeah, they've had some nice solid pressure there. You know, if you're the Huskies, well, they're going to get one here, but it can be really frustrating to feel like you've been so close to 3 goals now that just they break a little bit differently off that post or going in. But a nice goal there from Ramrod, and again, it does feel like the Huskies' offense is more potent.
Absolutely, as we're seeing the Unicorns, one shot was a goal and one was off net. What a save!
Great
If I could ask that
save
our
there.
resident streamer clip that for next week, because that was quite the 50 on the goal line. Versatile, he out 50s 2 players, and in your own words, a fennec, no less.
You got to get extra points for that when you out 50 a Fennec, and I say that as a Fennec player. That's like 90% of what I do when I play. All right, can the Unicorns get anything going on offense here before the end of the game? I think it's going to be tough to get 2 goals. They've got to attack immediately. That could be a good start. Can they squeak it in? Doesn't look like they're going to, but they definitely showed signs of life. I think they clean up some of the mistakes, play, maybe turn up the aggressiveness a little bit. But I have to say, you know, offensively, the Huskies look very strong. When you factor in those close goals, I mean, this game could have been more one-sided than it was. And looking at the tail of the stats, I mean, you've got 10 shots to 2, no saves on the Husky side, but you know, you don't have to be making saves as often when there's so few on net. What do you think the Unicorns should do differently this game, Lasagna?
They're really giving the Huskies a lot of space. I'm thinking, like Ramrod and Weaked Jam often have a lot of time to decide what they're going to do, and a lot of time to keep their boost counts high. Because I'm seeing a lot of plays where both Huskies are full boost on their way back to defense, and the Unicorns, they really don't have much of anything to get anything going on offense with. I think that's going to be the major factor going into game 2.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the adaptations that they make. I mean, their goal really came off a misplay by the Huskies, an unfortunate accidental center ball. So you know they'll need to sharpen their offense, and I think meet some of that aggressiveness that the Huskies are playing with. Definitely, to your point, not give them as much time on the ball to set up. I think it would also help if they don't score immediately off the first kickoff. That's just, you know, a top tip. Try not to let your opponents score on the first kickoff of the game.
Definitely. Now, is it just me, or do we not have the players
I
in
don't
the match
see
right now?
anyone. I don't see
All
that
right.
anyone pinged us to take
Oh, there they are.
column jam.
They need a little bit of encouragement. I gotta clarify some of the stream norms real quick.
All right, let's see. Okay, you've got Chrysotile doing that. That's a dangerous ball. Can he hit this one again? That's well defended by Jam. Ramrod immediately gets done. Jam should have this in full boost. That's actually a nice first touch. He can do a lot with this ball. Looked like he probably wanted to shoot that on net, but unfortunately just hit it weak and ended up giving the ball away. So you have another misplay by the Huskies that resulted immediately in a goal. Chrysotile just being patient in defense. And yeah, I mean, if you're the Unicorns, you feel much better about the start of this game.
Absolutely, the momentum can be a huge thing, and it can swing very quickly. Jam just with another kickoff goal to even it up. I mean,
Yeah,
it's just good speed on low boost to keep that over Chrysotile and just tie it up.
Thus far, every time that the Unicorns have scored, the Huskies have scored on the next kickoff. So, you know, if that keeps up, it's going to be a tough game to win. And if you're the Unicorns, you might even think about changing up the kickoff style a little bit. You know, you don't always have to go as fast as you can. You can go for a delayed kickoff. Just anything to not necessarily be predictable. A great clear coming in there from Fritzen. That's going to give them a lot of space and an opportunity to shoot just high. The Chrysotile's right there. But that is defended well off the wall by Jam. He should be able to do something with this off the wall. Again, keeping that from rolling into a dangerous center position. Just misses it. The Ramrod is right there to clean it up. But a pretty nice sustained attack here by the Unicorns. Do you feel like they're playing better offensively this game, Lasagna?
I definitely think they're playing a stronger offense. The ability to, they were trying to keep that in the air a little bit, I noticed, and it was wasting just a ton of Jam's boost. He was on 0 for a solid 20 seconds when he was on defense. And I saw a boost steal in the corner that helped him to be so low there. A little bit of a misplay on defense. It bounces center, but no Unicorns there to capitalize. Now Chrysotile with an equal misplay almost sends that on net for a little Nightbot Eagles overload, but now the ball is playing a little bit of ping pong in the middle. Both teams are getting strong clears towards the other end of the field, and now a double whiff right in front of the goal line leaves a little bit of an awkward position for both teams. Collecting their bearings, and Chrysotile able to get that all the way down the field. And weak to Jam, not letting that into a shooting position. And Galloway, Sackett, Incarnate, he sends it wide.
Yeah,
how are you
I mean,
feeling if you're the Huskies?
that was an open net. That's painful. I mean, open nets are tricky. I think your job as the man that's back, you do everything you can to boost your confidence of your teammates shooting the open net. But you know, something I have noticed a couple of times is that Ramrod is rotating pretty far back in offense, and it's kind of stopping their ability to sustain the attack because when he would have an opportunity otherwise to beat the Unicorns in the ball, he's too far back. A nice play there by Fritzen. But yeah, I do like how the Unicorns have changed up their offense. They seem to be playing more in sync. And there's definitely more threat this time. I like the dribble play there by Ramrod. But yeah, I mean, I personally feel, Lasagna, like this game could go either way at this point.
Definitely. And now Fritzen up on a ball, a solid shot on net, but Jam's able to turn that away. Chrysotile with the follow-up and another great save, turns into a counterattack off net. Jam is putting in the defensive work this game. A little bit of a misplay, but there's no Huskies there to capitalize. But just, man, Jam is putting everything on the line to win this game. And a
that's
good
an
pass.
unfortunate a pass that looks dangerous enough that you then have both of the Unicorns players commit for it. And unfortunately, Ramrod's got a wide open net to shoot at, and he knocks it home with gusto.
The Unicorns, 0 seconds, still a possibility, as well as the 45 currently in the match. But they haven't gotten, definitely more shots in, but they haven't gotten quite so many to put immense pressure on the Huskies quite yet. And the Huskies, they've just put in 3 consecutive shots there.
Yeah, I mean, it really seems like the Unicorns' defense is playing well. Obviously, there's been a couple of misplays that have led to goals, and the kickoff goal as well. But their offense has just not been as potent, and that's unfortunate. We've all been in this situation. You have an awkward touch. You think the ball is going to go one way, and then it rolls into an awkward spot. So, I think overall, my assessment is I think the Unicorns are playing better. I like this style of play better for them, but they're still not matching the Huskies in terms of aggressiveness.
Yeah, because many of the times it's one touch met by Huskies, another touch met by Huskies, but we're not exactly seeing that the Huskies players are able to take a solid bit of possession there before they're met with a Unicorns player. I'm thinking if they step up a little bit on their aggressiveness, they could be looking at like a game win or a potential reverse sweep come game 3, 4, and 5.
I mean, it's hard to win a match when your opponents outshoot you considerably, and you know the Huskies had 7 more shots while the Unicorns defended really well, and I think especially compared to the first game where they got some lucky breaks due to post bounces. They played solidly defensively, but it's really the offensive piece. If they can up that pressure and put the Huskies in the back foot more. I mean, we've seen their goals, the Unicorns' goals, have come directly from Husky misplays in defense. So you make them uncomfortable, you're more likely to force the misplay out of them. So, I'm always for a bump or a demo or physical play. That can work wonders for making your opponents uncomfortable.
I agree. Now the players are in. Looks like we're going to have Chrysotile versus Jam on kickoff here, most likely.
Not
And
surprising. Both matches we've casted tonight. Neither team taking a team out when they're on match point. Like they have that ability to take a timeout, but just choosing not to.
yeah, I mean the Unicorns. They probably feel that despite the 3-1 scoreline, they're playing pretty well, and I don't think they want to mess up what they had going in terms of the defensive strength. We'll see if this pays off. Fritzen with a free shot here. This was almost in, but now a counterattack. It's off to the side. But now Itchy. An awkward ball for the Unicorns. Chrysotile, great defense and a good clear. And now a free shot. And a good defensive play from the Huskies there. Not exactly registering, and Itchy, he's able to take that down the field with a little bit of a pinch play on defense and just a power shot to the back of the net. It's pretty convincing.
This man does not like to shoot the ball lightly. If he's got the opportunity to score, he's going to score a banger.
Yeah, now Ramrod, he's looking a mirror replica of the play from game 1 available. but a mirror replica of the scoreboard is denied with a great defensive play just to stuff that using the post to get out.
Barely getting there. A demo play coming in. Can Ramrod follow this up? Not able to, but he should be able to steal the boost. Oh, he missed the boost steal. Fritzen's got plenty of boost to play with. Chrysotile's trying to go for the bump. Ramrod spotting his teammate in an awkward position makes the wise decision to come in and bail him out. What can they do on the wall here? I mean, if you're the Huskies here, I really think now you're just kind of playing from in front and waiting for the Unicorns to make more mistakes. What do you think the Unicorns have to do playing from behind, Lasagna?
As you said there, they got a bump in demo, and we were seeing Chrysotile. He's listening to us. He was chasing down Jam on multiple occasions, on I believe 2 of them getting a demo. And we're seeing a little bit more midfield action, but the Huskies still 6 shots. I think this is does not register as a 7th there, just a 2. There's the 7th and the 2nd goal. 7th and 8th actually.
Yeah, it's a nice play by Weeks here. Just the slow pop to get over the defender coming in, and when you have 2 of the Huskies going for that ball, I mean, you're not winning that 50.
Yeah, that's just a rough spot if you're the Unicorns defender. Even rougher spot is Christos to defend a shot, but he doesn't have boost and he's too awkward off of the post bounce. Itchy, just a good power shot. Man, 100 kph. This guy does not like to be kept waiting.
He
for his
doesn't.
goals.
He wants to get that ball in the net as fast as possible. I mean, the Unicorns need to look at something different on kickoff. I mean, there they go. That's a good start.
There it is. Just do that 2 more times.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, they seem to be yielding a lot of pressure on kickoffs, and the kickoff goals have been ugly. And if that was deliberate by Chrysotile, great read. You know, a little bit slower, a little bit higher to get the dunk straight into the net. So, will this be a momentum shift? Only time will tell, but hopefully for the Unicorns it is.
Yeah, I'm already seeing a couple misplays come out on the Huskies defense. A little bit of a misplay on the Unicorns offense, but Chrysotile takes that to the corner. He hits that mid. Fritzen with a good demo, but there's no one there to shoot. A soiled attempt from the Unicorns must be very frustrating. And Itchy trying to keep more attempts away from net.
That can be
from
tough.
Chrysotile.
Like when you're trying to get a play set up with your teammate and you're trying to pass to them, not realizing they're trying to demo to give you an open net. It's just, can they cap? Oh no, not like this. That's unfortunate. Oh, they had the open net and they collided with one another. I feel for them. There's not much you can say there other than I feel for the Unicorns in that situation.
Yeah, the excitement and the desperation to get this goal to stop this sweep from happening just got to them. And man, they've got a little bit of an uphill battle here now, needing a goal every 30 seconds.
It's actually a very nice clear there. Nice rotation with Ramrod staying back. But we've got Fritzen staying there at midfield. Can he shoot this on net? He does, and a goal.
He sure
Great play
can.
by Fritzen, showing that dominus. I used to be a dominus main, and then I definitely do not have the skill to main the dominus, so that is why I switched to defending.
92 kph. These Origin players are throwing some clangers on net.
Yeah, we should have an average goal speed, calculation at the end of this. The Origin team might be putting the other leagues to shame with how hard they hit the ball.
Yeah,
What are the Huskies going to do here?
All the other leagues are all occupied with cool mechanics, but the Origin players, they just send at the ball, just a steaming goal.
Doesn't count unless you hit it over like 50 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm. It's the hidden FDL rule.
Exactly.
But the unicorns, they're not challenging the ball. You gotta challenge the ball if you're gonna score.
Not enough of a sense of urgency, and oh, it's an awkward drop. There is definitely
Chrysotile.
still time if you're the unicorns. They've got to go on this immediately. Can Chrysotile hit that? No. Oh, but can Fritzen get it on net? No. Oh, this is do or die right here. Oh, that's a great touch by Ramrod, just playing it down
Playing it
and
high
to
and
the
slow. And I think, yes, this is the end for the unicorns here.
You know,
A solid game from both, honestly. Game 1, a little bit shaky, but game 2 and 3, both. This was a solid match. Just the Huskies able to out compete and out aggress the unicorns there.
and you know, this is their second sweep in you know, their second match, second on stream match too. And so this Husky team is looking very solid. But yeah, I agree. While we didn't get to see the final numbers because the unicorns left already, or you guys can see them, we can't see them in the match. But definitely felt like it was doable, but a couple of misplays, and the Huskies for all of these games definitely had the advantage offensively. They were capitalizing on every misplay, every open net, hitting it in as hard as they could. So credit to the Huskies.
Yeah, and we're looking to see if we can get them in the casting booth for an interview. I don't see them here quite yet. Oh, there's Jam. And here is Itchy. Welcome, Huskies. That was a good show you guys just put on. How do you feel?
Thank you. Feel pretty good. Feel pretty good.
Your second sweep in 2 weeks. You guys got to be feeling pretty positive going into the season, starting off that way.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. This is a different lineup than you guys ran last week, right?
Yep. Last week we had Kitty Meow Meow 360 with us.
So how do you guys feel about the rest of the season, given the way this is starting off?
W.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty comfortable. I play in a few different other leagues, and I'm overall a pretty competitive person when it comes to Rocket League. I used to be pretty good at sports, but due to military and growing up on a farm, my body doesn't like me anymore. So going out and actually playing sports fucking kills me. So I take it out on Rocket League and other video games.
We could tell just in the way you guys hit the ball. When there were nets that could be scored upon, you guys always hit the ball as hard as you could. It was definitely appreciated for us.
Very feeble hit ball because I don't know what I'm doing with ball.
I've got a good amount of time of practice in this game. I'd like to say I've got right around probably 4,500 hours, and most of that's in free play. You learn how to use the angles on your car and the angles on the ball, because even though it's a ball that still has a box, it still has corners to get the most productive touches, to get the most speed and most power on them.
Yeah.
So I'm one of those nerds that's definitely been in Bacchus mod and have had hitboxes on cars and balls and have put my practice in and learned the different hitboxes on the cars.
Yeah, I have about 1,160 hours now. Kind of joined.
A very experienced roster that you guys have coming into this match. Now, that I believe was the Unicorn C lineup. Was there anything that you guys might have done differently or a little bit less confident going into the match if you had known, or if that had been an A lineup versus the C it was tonight?
I honestly thought that most teams would put A lineups, like, because you're facing the same people at the end of the first 3 matches and the last 3 matches. So honestly, I was thinking it was an A lineup, so I was being prepared for that.
Well, it definitely
I don't
served you well.
with being new in the league, I I don't know what up from down. I just come to every game and every series ready to play and ready to play my best.
I definitely noticed you guys have a very aggressive style, a lot of offense, a lot of shots. Is that deliberate, or is that kind of just like a natural play style for you?
For me, it's more of a natural play style because I generally know I'm the fastest on the field, and being able to use that to my advantage leads to those high shot numbers.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely.
and an old hockey saying is, you keep peppering them with shots, they're going to start going in.
Indeed, they did start going in. Was there any point when you ever were worried that the unicorns might be like new new and reformed after that intermission, especially coming in when they scored a quick one off of a kickoff?
That
Was
we
there any
felt
point?
was just pure error on our part for the kickoff. Do, do you think
Not
we
only
still
that,
got
but kickoffs
kickoffs
can
to work
always
through?
go half and half. I mean, kickoffs honestly still, especially in Origins, are going to go either way.
Yeah, and we don't know what's gonna happen, but you gotta capitalize on what does.
So I've got a question for you guys, and this is because she can be a cruel mistress, but which post bounce was the toughest? Because you guys had a few in the first game, and then at least one or two more that Lasagna and I are thinking, oh my gosh, that's got to go in. So which one of those was the most frustrating?
I don't know. I'm just so used to post bouncing that I just can't think. Do you have anything?
It's just Jam's natural
All the
environment.
above.
Yes.
The post is always the defense's
Oh,
best
so
fucking player, best
when I was
freaking
plat
player, their
2, the
MVP.
post was everything.
It definitely played well. It held strong in game one,
Yeah.
for sure.
That pinch across our goal and then the post shot, I felt like that was crazy.
Yes, that was. Yes.
I did not even
Uh,
see, we didn't even call it. It was just tap and stance.
I mean, a few crazy saves too. I mean, we
Oh,
talked a lot about the offense and the aggressiveness, but on both sides of the ball, we saw some really impressive defensive plays. So all in round, I think, even though it was a sweep, an entertaining match. Lasagna. Anything
Oh
else
yeah.
you're dying to ask these guys?
Not really. So at this point, before we wrap it up for a successful Saturday, I'd like to give you to the floor. And is there anyone you'd like to shout out? Is there anyone you're excited to play that you want to call out a little bit? But yeah, the floor's yours.
I'm just ready to keep these games going, ready for the season. Especially coming off of 2 sweeps to start the season off, I'm definitely ready to get the season going.
Vipers, I know you want to win this championship, but I'm coming after you. No, I know I may not
That's
have
the
been
kind
on
of
your team.
rivalries we like.
I may not have been on your team this season, but I'm not gonna lose just because I wasn't on that team. Let's go.
You heard it here. Huskies, Vipers. Let's get that match.
Yep.
Alrighty. Now, FDL, that was a fun Saturday match. A fun Saturday matches, actually. And I hope you guys had a great night. But do join us back for tomorrow's matches. We have the Unicorns versus Huskies again. A little adept gameplay. We have the Expert Colts versus Penguins, and we have the Star Gators versus Rams. So those should be some pretty solid games.
Especially that
Yeah.
9 p.m. one. If you want the chance to laugh at me playing Rocket League, watch that one.
But yeah, thank you guys for coming out, and have a good rest of your Saturday evening.
Yeah. Thanks for inviting us.